All right. So, this shit out of here. So, what's going to happen here is we're going to kind of do this together. Um, there's so many things coming out in October. It's kind of hard to keep it straight, to be completely honest. I went to a bunch of different sites. I was looking for this and that. I was trying to be as thorough as possible. And I've said this before in the past, like, it is, adjust the camera just a little bit. Hey, hello to you. What's up, David? What's up? Carligio? I don't know. Carligio? Something. Hello to both of you. But yeah, so finding a now, this is something that is very, very difficult, is finding a definitive horror list. So please, in the comments, just, say whatever is coming out. If I missed something or if you know something. I went to multiple different websites. I've watched Hashtag Live. I did a review on it. Keep up with the channel. Just kidding. No, but I have watched it. And it's just this, like, even upcominghorrormovies.com, which I think is the best. Hey, Ash. I think has the best list. They're not complete. And it's just very, very difficult. Very, very difficult to find a proper list. And plus, my week has been so busy. Exorcist reboot. What's your thoughts? I didn't know there was an Exorcist reboot, but I'll have to look into that. We're not talking about the TV series, obviously. We're talking about some. Oh, maybe I saw something on that. I don't know, man. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. Here's my opinion on The Exorcist. When it comes to, like, remakes, every exorcism movie I've ever seen is essentially a remake of The Exorcist. I mean, it's the same movie every time. Someone gets possessed. No one will believe it. They have to go to the church. The church comes by. They create, they do an exorcism. Blah. It's the same fucking movie every single time. So for me, it's like, oh, let's remake The Exorcist. You do, like 10 times a year. I have watched Lovecraft Country. I watched 2 episodes, and I will watch all of it once it's dropped. I have a hard time following things week to week. Ever seen The Craft? Yes, I have seen The Craft. Of course, I've seen The Craft. Fairuza Balk was one of my main crushes when I was a kid growing up. So now, tomorrow, we have got a movie coming out. We got a bunch of stuff coming out, guys. I mean, this is outrageous how much shit is coming out. So, first up, on October 2nd. Now, it's really, really hard to keep track of, like, TV series and all that. There's a lot of interesting television series coming out in October. So, I know the big one, of course, being The Haunting of Bly Manor on Netflix. That's a big one, obviously. And Amazon has that Blumhouse thing. See, I need to get specific dates on some of these, because even though Bloody Disgusting does have the movie releases, it does not have the television series. And that's really annoying, because I want that definitive list as well, and I'm just not getting it. So I know that this month we get the Walking Dead season finale, which is on Sunday. And that's just the one episode there. And then we get the World Beyond, which is the new show, which starts right before or right after. And then Fear the Walking Dead starts the week after that. So you get like 3 new Walking Dead season either finales or beginnings this month, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. And then The Haunting of Bly Manor, I want to say, what is that, October 16th, if I remember correctly here. I'm looking for the specific here, because we just got Ratchet. That was in September, but I think we get like three TV series this month on Netflix. What is the one? I actually had this all pulled up, but of course it's all fucking falling apart on me. But when does Blind Manor come out? I'm having a hard time finding it at the moment. Let's see here. Well, let's put that on hold for the moment. Let's just stick to the movies for now. We'll get to the TV series at the end. So, first movie here on tomorrow. So we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 movies coming out tomorrow on VOD. So this is ridiculous. I mean, October is slam packed. But here's the thing. This is what's weird about this. This is a very odd year. I was talking to my buddy Brandon from Exploding Heads about this earlier. He had mentioned this on his podcast. Great podcast, by the way. Check it out. Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast. My favorite podcast. They're Patreon only at this point. So if you want to listen to any new episodes, you got to become a patron. So listen to some of their back catalog. Anyways, I'm not here to just plug their channel or podcast. But we were talking. He was mentioning that this is going to be a really interesting year because there's no big theater releases. There's no big, like, Hollywood movies this year. And whether, some people are like, oh, fuck Hollywood. They make shit, this and that. Okay, I disagree. I think they make up, like, half of the good horror movies of the year, and independents make up the other half. And typically at the end of the year, if you were to take your top 20 or your top 10 list, typically, I mean, the average person is going to have probably 5 or 10 Hollywood films and 5 or 10 independent films. I think that they some, just like anybody, there's some good, there's some bad. Yeah, I really wanted to see Antlers 2. I'm so bummed that one's not coming out. Antlers, Saint Maud, Spiral from the Book of Saw. I mean, Halloween Kills, of course. I mean, this month was... I'm so bummed about so many titles not coming out. Oh, Green Knight too. Good call, Scott. Absolutely, man. Just, it's a bummer. But think about this. So this year, it's going to be a really interesting year because this year we have almost no theater releases. So at the end of our year, when we do our year-end list, it's mostly going to be all independent features, right? Then next year is going to be slammed with Hollywood films because it's going to have all the films that were supposed to come out this year and all the films that are supposed to come out next year, unless they push all of the films from next year to the next year. I don't know what they'll do with that, but I have a feeling we're going to get, we're just going to be fucking, barraged with tons and tons of theater released films. So, oh, Blind Manor's on the 9th. Okay. 9th? Really? Oh, wow. That's really soon. That's only 8 days away. That's fantastic. Okay, cool. That's good to hear. But yeah, so the first film that we got here on the 2nd of October is called Let's Scare Julie. Now, the original title for this film was Let's Scare Julie to Death. When I saw that, of course, immediately I'm thinking, is this supposed to be a remake of Let's Scare Jessica to Death? Is it supposed to be a sequel? Is it supposed to be whatever? But then I scan down and it says, no relation to 1971's Let's Scare Jessica to Death. So I'm assuming that's just an homage title, but as it stands right now, it is only called Let's Scare Julie. Now, I did try to watch some of these trailers, but you guys know me. I'm not a big trailer fan. I'll watch a trailer for about 15 seconds before I shut it off, maybe 20, just to kind of get a feel for it. As far as this one goes, nothing's recognizable to me here. Shout Studios is distributing it, which Shout can be hit or miss with their new movies. I have not seen a trailer for Spell. I really just don't watch trailers much. I did watch a trailer for Voorhees, the new fan film from Cody Falk, because he sent it to me and he asked me to talk about it. So I will talk about that at the end. If I don't talk about it at the end, remind me, because I told Cody I would. But I did watch that trailer. I guess I might as well just talk about it now. So on October 31st, Halloween, a new fan film called Voorhees will be dropping on YouTube. I think on his thing he said you could see it first if you subscribed to Red Paint Films. When I watched the trailer, it said that at the very end. So maybe that's on YouTube. But whatever it is, I watched the trailer, and I'll say that the trailer feels very ambitious for a fan film. I mean, the trailer tries to be very epic in its presentation. And hey, Bree, I was just talking shit to him, joking around with him, telling him to never speak in public again. That's you, right? Pretty sure. But yeah, so the trailer was good. The thing I liked the most about the trailer is Jason Voorhees. I mean, that's what we're there for, right? We're there for Jason Voorhees. We're there for the main man. That's the name of the damn movie. So that's what we're doing there. And I think Voorhees, Jason looks great in the trailer. So I'm very happy about the look, the aesthetics of Jason. The rest of it is fine. It's just that, of course, with anything like this, you've got to know that it's a fan film. They don't have a lot of money. They don't have access to the greatest actors and the greatest this and that. So I always look at these things as, fan films. They're just people who love this franchise and they want to make their own movie. So they go out and they guerrilla style film the fucking thing. And they just kind of live their dream. And I think it's really cool to see people do that. Now, I'm not somebody who also blows these fan films, though, where they're like, oh my God, this fan film is like better than almost every other film in the franchise. And I'm like, dude, it's not. I mean, that's okay if you have that opinion. I just look at it and I'm like, this seems like hyperbole to me. Like, it's okay. Like, it's fine, but it's not comparative to, other films in this franchise. That just seems silly to me. So, I don't know. Yeah, the other Jason fan film you'd be thinking of would be Never Hike Alone. And they're making a sequel to that called Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow Alone, or Never Hike Alone in the Snow. Either way, the title goes. I don't know, but I know the director. I've hung out with him a few times, so I'll be looking forward to that. I know a bunch of people love him. And Vincent DeSanti, he made that movie. But Cody Falk's version, it comes out on October 31st. Check out the trailer. So, for a fan film, it looks pretty cool. So, anyway, so let's scare Julie. Emma recently moved in with her cousin Taylor after her father's untimely death and becomes the victim of a prank perpetrated by Taylor's group of friends. Madison, Jess, and Paige, wanting to up the ante, the girls hatch a plan to scare Julie, the reclusive girl across the street, who they have never seen and know nothing about. All they know is Julie is alone at her house tonight, a house rumored to be haunted after a little boy vanished many years ago. This fucking plot synopsis is really long. What starts off as a simple plan to have a good laugh quickly escalates as some of the girls don't come back from Julie's house. Okay, I'll stop there on the plot synopsis. I mean, the girls, they have the pictures of the girls here. I mean, if it's like, it looks like a bunch of 20-year-olds that are pretty attractive. So, I mean, might be worth a check out. I don't know. The trailer seemed like the production value was fine, like moderate level, lower budget, but nothing like trash. Nothing like, what's that horror? Like, those trailers you watch and you see like the production company come up on the screen and you're like, no. As soon as I see this production company, there's like Asylum, of course, being like the main offender there. And then there's that like MTI. Is that what that one is? MTI Films or something? Anytime I see like a trailer from them, I'm like immediately out. Thoughts on Batman? Looks freaking amazing, man. Can't wait for it. Friday the 13th Vengeance. Guys, got to check this out. Oh, okay. I don't know anything about that one. But yeah, so that is Let's Scare Julie on October 2nd. Next up on October 2nd is a movie called 12-Hour Shift, starring Angela Bettis, and it is directed by Bree Grant. I actually watched half of this movie today. I watched it earlier. So far, I'm not really sure what I think about it. I don't really know if it's going for a dark comedy. It also has Mick Foley in it, which I was really surprised to see. Yeah, Mankind from the WWF. He plays like a gangster bad guy, and it's not very good. The movie itself, I'm just really uneven with the tone so far. I'm like, am I supposed to take this seriously? It's like a girl who's supposed to get a kidney from Angela Bettis's character, who's a nurse at her shift, and she like kills people to take their organs and sell them on the black market. And this girl comes over and like loses the kidney, so she comes back demanding another one, and so they're like killing people in the hospital and trying to like get a new kidney. And it's like this girl's an idiot, and this girl's like trying to help her out, but she doesn't really want to. And it's one of these things where I'm like, am I supposed to be taking this seriously? Like, do these guys know anything about transplant recipients? Like, you have to have a donor match. You have to be a similar blood type. You have to have a match. You have to, like, you can't just fucking rip my kidney out of you and put it into you. That's not how things work. And there's multitude of things like that within the film. Like, the cops, like, shut down the power to the hospital to, like, try to announce that the hospital's on lockdown. It's like, nobody would cut the fucking power to a hospital. Like, it's just stupid stuff like that. I'm just watching, I'm like, is this a black comedy or is it not? So, anyways, I've watched some of this. And the movie's set in 1998, so it's a period piece, but I'm not honestly sure why it's a period piece. So, yeah. Anyways, let's see here. Next up, we've got Death of Me, October 2nd, 2020. And this one is, let's see. Oh, okay, I recognize this chick. Maggie Q's in it. Luke Hemsworth, which is like the third Hemsworth. And then we got Alex Esso. Oh, cool. Alex Esso's in this. Fantastic. I love Alex Esso from Starry Eyes. That's really cool. Vacationing on an island off the coast of Thailand, Christine, played by Maggie Q, and Neil Oliver, played by Luke Hemsworth, awake hungover with no memory of the previous night. They find footage on Neil's camera and watch horrified as Neil appears to murder Christine. With 24 hours until the next ferry and a typhoon threatening the island, Christine and Neil attempt to reconstruct the night's events and are snared in a web of mystery, black magic, and murder. I think I've seen this trailer. Oh, it's directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, too. Holy shit. Okay, so it's got a lot of interesting talent behind it. That's interesting. Okay, I think I have seen the trailer to this. This is just one of those, you wake up in the morning and you find footage of something you did that clearly hasn't happened yet. I mean, it shows her getting murdered and she's there. And she's obviously not murdered. This plot synopsis vaguely reminds me of Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. Obviously, when all of them go out and they spend the night on the ruins of Reston Par, and then they wake up to find footage of shit that they don't remember doing. Except for this one, of course, kind of takes it to that next level where it's like you're getting shown your own death. This isn't extremely original or anything, but I think it's original enough and unique of a concept enough, just kind of hearing it. I'm intrigued, and this comes out tomorrow, so I'll probably be watching this tomorrow for sure. The fact that Darren Lynn Bousman, who directed Saw 2 through 4, he directed the Devil's Carnival 1 and 2, he directed Repo the Genetic Opera, he directed Mother's Day, he's directed a whole ton of shit. So And there's plenty of other titles, of course. I'm not going to list his whole fucking filmography right now, but that's pretty cool. And then, of course, he's directing Spiral, the Book of Saw, which is exciting to see him return back to the Saw franchise because I do love Saw 4. I love Saw 2, 3, and 4, but Saw 4 especially, of his films, is my favorite of those three. And that's kind of like where he left off, and I'm hoping that when he comes back, he'll kill it with Chris Rock's Saw. Who the hell ever thought Chris Rock? What is going on with the comedians in horror all of a sudden? Like, you've got Chris Rock doing the Saw franchise. You've got Danny McBride doing the Halloween franchise. You've got Jordan Peele doing freaking, he's thought of as like this new auteur of horror with Get Out and Us. And then they gave him the Twilight Zone, and he's putting his names on, executive producing on horror. It's such a weird, there you go, Kevin James and Becky as well. And he's very good in that. He is very good in that. But I've always told people, and I think the reason why here is because structurally, horror and comedy are basically the same thing. They're basically structured exactly the same. They're all about builds and climaxes, and you're trying to elicit a genuine emotional reaction from your audience that is very hard to try to get out of somebody. Like, creating a fictional setting and trying to get a comedic response or a scared response is very difficult. And as I said, they kind of are structured the same way in order to get those responses out of their audience. And then the audience's reactions to them are pretty similar. So I did see that 50 States of Fear had new episodes. In fact, when I was going onto YouTube earlier, it showed that they were getting new episodes. And I saw some pretty cool familiar faces in that trailer. So really interesting, really interesting. I watched the first 14 episodes on Quibi. Quibi has some really interesting shows. Like, I keep seeing these trailers for like all these really, really interesting projects. And then it's like a Quibi original. And I'm like, wow, interesting. That's not where I think I would see this project. Like, really big name people, like big name directors, big name actors, like they're really putting a lot of money into this thing. And from what I've read, maybe this will change, but from what I've read, Quibi is not doing well. They're totally like bombing from what I've read. I don't know anybody who has it, not anybody. And they gave us they gave me a 3-month trial when it was open, like right at the beginning of it. And I took it because I wanted to watch 50 States of Fear. I wanted to watch The Stranger. I wanted to watch a couple things. So, but anyway, moving on. All right. So next up, we've got The Call. Now, this is a trailer I did watch some of, and I'm definitely intrigued by. I did not realize The Call came out this fucking soon. So tomorrow, wow. I didn't realize this came out tomorrow. That's crazy. So The Call, which stars Lin Shaye and Tobin Bell. I'm sure most of you has seen the trailer for this at this point. Maybe not, but plot synopsis. 4 friends, 1 phone call, 60 seconds to stay alive. In the fall of 1987, a group of small-town friends... so it's a 80s period piece. That's interesting. I didn't get that vibe from the trailer. I must have not watched, the trailer closely enough to notice it was an 80s set piece, but whatever. A group of small-town friends must survive the night in the home of a sinister couple after a tragic accident occurs in The Call. Needing only to make a single phone call, the request seems horribly ordinary until they realize that this call could change their lives or end it. I think this, of course, reminds us of something like One Missed Call. Takaishi Mika, however the fuck he says guy's names. One Missed Call trilogy. This is similar-ish. A really cool movie that takes place on the phone that I just feel like not enough people give attention to is a movie called The Caller. And I want to say, oh fuck, who's in that movie? It's the dude from True Blood. And then the chick is, and I feel like it's Lin Shaye in that movie. Like the girl on the phone, but I guess I might be crazy there. Oh, now that I'm looking here, did you guys see the Borat trailer? They kind of shot this Borat movie in private and secret, and then Amazon bought it up and they're releasing it this month. Great success. I'm excited, man. I'm not usually excited about comedy sequels, but with Sacha Baron Cohen, I'm there, man. Especially how relevant I think this will be. Like I didn't watch almost any of the trailer because I just was busy, but I love the first Borat. I love Bruno too. That's another film I just don't think gets anywhere near enough attention. Bruno had me crying in the theater. I thought it was so fucking funny. Like when there's so many scenes in Bruno. I remember when I went to see Bruno, I got to the front, and when I was buying the ticket, they were like, I just want to let you know there's a lot of graphic this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm a big boy. I can handle it. I'm going to be all right. I know what I'm in store for. Then when I went to give them the ticket, they were like, oh, just so you know, this has graphic displays of sexuality and this. And I'm like, dude, okay, bro, I got it. And then when I went up to the theater, there was a guy at the thing checking tickets. And he's like, just so you know, and I'm like, dude, you fucking shut up. Just shut up. This is ridiculous. Bunch of pussies. But yeah, I just thought that was really funny. But man, when I went and saw Bruno, and like the sex scene in Bruno is, oh, you were talking about it too. The sex scene in Bruno with his boyfriend, and he puts like the champagne bottle in his ass and pours it into the cup, and then they like slingshot him onto his dick, and dude, I was like crying because I live in a very small town that's like a retirement community, and so it was like me and a bunch of old people, and the looks of horror on their face just escalated the humor for me. I was like, I couldn't stop laughing. I was getting so many dirty looks from people that were like, this is not funny. I saw Jackass 2 or Jackass 3D here in Sedona as well, and I got the same response of people being like, why is this funny to you? This is just sick. And I was like, is it though? Is it? But yeah, it's Stephen Moyer, there you go. And then Rachel Lefevre, however the fuck you say her name. And then Louise Guzman. You anybody seen The Caller? I think it's a cool flick, man. I've seen it a couple times. I just think it's kind of eerie. She starts getting phone calls from the past, and this woman keeps calling for like her dead husband, and she's like, stop calling here. And then she like tells her that she's calling her from like the 80s or something. It's a really cool flick, man. I just don't feel like anyone talks about it, but this just kind of reminded me of that and of course One Missed Call. So anybody looking forward to The Call with Lin Shaye and Tobin Bell? I'll probably be watching that and the Island movie tomorrow. What was that one called? Death of Me. Death of Me and The Call. So far, definitely checking those out. All right, next up. The Call is a limited release. So maybe it won't be coming to VOD. It might be coming to theaters. Who the fuck puts things in theaters? Yeah, I've seen Sweetheart. I saw that. It was a Blumhouse movie. The little girl on the island in the monster movie. Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was fine. Let's see what it says here as far as the release date. It says awaiting release October 2nd, 2020 limited. So I guess that's not coming to VOD. Where is it going then? I mean, theaters aren't open, man. They're not playing almost anything. So maybe just like some random theater? That's lame. Why don't they just drop it on VOD? That's shitty. So I don't know. Well, whatever. That's a bummer. Hopefully it'll be out soon enough though. All right, Halloween Party, VOD for sure this time. Halloween Party. We've got any familiar faces here? Any directors? Red Hound Films, Supernatural, written and directed by Jay Dahl, and I have no cast at all. Wow. And the production stills are not looking super promising. This might be some low budget nonsense that I don't want to watch. When her best friend dies mysteriously, college student Grace enlists a talented IT student Spencer to help her investigate. The two soon discover that the school has a terrible secret. Their dorm rooms were once used as a hospice to house dying patients, including the balloon babies, monstrously disfigured teens who wore masks 24/7 for the Halloween party. I don't know. I'll watch I'll watch some of the trailer later, or I guess I'll throw on the trailer here for 2 seconds and see if the production value is shit.
Hey, look. That fear comes to life.
Let's see. The production value is
So she didn't.
not bad.
Yeah, she let the counter run out.
Doesn't look too. No, it looks all right as far as that
Zoe
goes.
was in there tonight, but she died.
This chick's kind of hot. I'll give her that. You can always sell me with a babe.
It must be whoever.
I definitely don't like the animation on their like cell phones and on their computer screens. It feels very like Oregon Trail looking.
Grayson House used to be part of the old
So I don't know about that, but
all the residents.
it doesn't look too bad from what I can tell, just from a glance at the trailer. I can usually get a pretty good feel, so maybe I'll check it out. I probably will. You know, I'll just check it out. And if it's funny too, because there's plenty of movies that I do throw on that I don't finish. Like, for instance, what is that? The Bridge Curse? Is that what it's called? The Netflix movie, the Japanese horror movie, The Bridge Curse. The Bridge Curse. Man, I've tried to finish that movie like 7 times. I've thrown it on for 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here. But take this with a grain of salt, guys, because I don't care for almost any Japanese horror. I think it is always the same fucking movie. I feel like they make the same movie every single time. It's always this ghost movie with this, almost like nursery rhyme feel to some of it. I just don't care for it. I did watch Host, and I really enjoyed the hell out of it. I have seen Ravenous, the one with Guy Pearce, is fucking fantastic. Great movie, very chaotic, highly recommended for sure. Let's see. What the fuck is this? Oh, okay, I went back. All right, next up, Hosts. That's kind of ironic. Instead of Host from Netflix, or Shudder, sorry, we've got Hosts with an S. It's plural. Oh no, this should be the name of the sequel to Host. On Christmas Eve, we got a Christmas horror flick here. An innocent couple become host to a malicious entity. Throughout the night, they terrorize a family of 5 in unimaginable, violent, and disturbing ways. I mean, that plot synopsis leaves something to be desired, for sure. There's not really much being said there. Written and directed by Adam Leader and Richard Oakes. Anybody else obsessed with soda waters? My brother Nathan and I, especially my brother Nathan, he likes to fill his entire fridge with literally 150 different fucking soda waters. I'm not exaggerating on the number, by the way. And he'll he'll take a picture of it on his cell phone. Yes, you take a picture on your cell phone with 2 thumbs, by the way. He takes a picture of it, and he always sends it to me. And he's just stocking up for the slaughter tonight, because we play video games together every night. And him and I will drink 6 to 10 soda waters a piece while playing video games. So it's pretty funny. Did you ever catch Entity about the Russian research facility? No, but I did watch Sputnik about the Russian research facility where they catch this alien, and it's actually great. I stopped drinking LaCroix because I'm scared it's gonna just cause me to drop dead one day. It's too good to be true. Dude, I love it. Here's the thing about LaCroix though. Here's the thing about soda water. This is a really interesting thing. I think this is almost true of all soda, but for some reason, especially with soda water, like give me a warm soda water and it's dog shit. I open up a warm soda water and try to drink it, I'm like, what is this garbage? But if it's ice cold, it's pure orgasmic fucking flavoring in my mouth. I love it. I love it. Right now, this is just like that right temperature of cold. So it's just like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. But anyway, you guys want to hear a story? I know you guys always like stories. Okay, check this shit out. So I have a client today. This was rough, man. When you're in the middle of someone's hair and they say something outrageous to you, you don't even know what to do because you're like, what am I going to do? Stop in the middle of your hair? Stop highlighting your hair? And just be like, you gotta go. You gotta go. What the fuck are you talking about? This is insanity. So we're talking. And essentially what happened was I was saying that I have a really big issue because I'm always looking for play dates for my kids, but we organically meet children out at the park with my kids, and my kids get along with the kids, and then I meet the moms because there's never ever fucking any dads there, and I meet the moms, and they're like, oh well, our kids seem to really get along. Let's get them together, or I'll be here tomorrow at this time. They, whatever, take the number. And then, of course, like within a day or two or whatever, the dad catches wind of it and like comes over and meets me or sees me on Facebook or something. And it is immediately like, no fucking way you're hanging out with this guy. Zero chance, no way. And then I have to explain to my kids, when they're like, I want to go see whoever. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell them. I'm just like, they're like, why can't we hang out with, whoever? And I'm like, sorry, honey, daddy's too hot. You can't have no friends. I literally don't know what to fucking say. But anyways, I'm telling this to my client, and she's like, well, Jason, I mean, I hate to break it to you, but you're not disgusting or anything. You're not like, 300 pounds or Asian. And then the kicker, she went on, because I was like, that was a really weird comment. I was like, I mean, maybe she's just not into Asian guys. I mean, that's all right. You can have preferences. It's a really fucking weird thing to say like that, but okay, interesting. But then, like 10 seconds later, she ups the ante. She fucking doubles down on the table. And I'm like, oh no. She's like, yeah. She's like, if I was going to hire a personal assistant for my husband, oh, she'd have to be disgusting. She'd either have to be like 500 pounds or black. I was just like, I fucked your color up. I'm so sorry. There's a hole in the back of your head. I accidentally carved a swastika into the back of your head. Who says shit like this in public? Who the fuck says shit like this in public? And here's the funny thing. The whole time she's in here, she's Miss Jesus. She's actually going on. She was like trashing the Amish while she was in my chair because she was like, they're perverting the word of the Lord. Jesus is all about forgiveness and all this bullshit. And I'm like, is Jesus a racist piece of shit like you? Because I'm not really sure what's going on right now. But anyway, she like, and like this little kid who she's like babysitting comes in, and she gets on Netflix on her phone, and in the search bar, she just types in Jesus and searches for movies for this kid to watch. I'm like, what a weird fucking thing to type into the search bar of Netflix for a 5-year-old. Jesus. I would looked at it and I was like out loud, just like, Jesus. Fucking Christ, man. Oh, guys, I deal with some interesting people in my chair. Anyway, moving on. Cheers. Cheers to racism and you know, the lack of words I can come up with in my chair to properly deal with it. Let's check out this trailer for Hosts really quick. Ooh, we got a babe here, guys. Babe alert. Production value looks solid, so that's good. Moving on, come on, let's jump up a little bit here. Yeah, this chick's cute. She's jerseys. What the fuck is this? We got some silly, stupid effects in the eyes of the characters. I can't stand when they do those like after effects in the eyes, where they put like some kind of glow into the eyes. Don't do that. Anytime I ever see like distortion, like after effects put into the eyes of characters that doesn't look good, like if you like color the eyes a different color with like CGI or something, especially like low budget thing, immediately the only thing my brain can think of is the opening scene or the opening of Goosebumps, when they show that dog and his eyes glow yellow. And it like the music starts, like, you know, the bump 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 bump, and then when the dog's eyes glow yellow, the music starts barking, and it's like woof, 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 woof. Dude, every single time I've ever seen an episode of Goosebumps, that barking to the music with his eyes kills me. I think it is the funniest shit ever. Why? That reminds me of the scene in Halloween 5. When Jamie Lloyd is up in the attic and she bumps in to Max, the Rottweiler that she has, and when she bumps into him, the dog's dead. It's fucking hung by its neck and has been cut open or whatever. But for some reason, because of Dominique Othen-Giard, whatever the fuck dumbass decision of like inserting clown cop noises, he puts barking when she bumps into the dog. Like, is that supposed to remind us that the dog was once alive, or that the dog once barked, or that dogs in general bark? Like, thanks, Dominique. I fucking forgot dogs barked. Thanks for the reminder, you fucking hack. What a weird choice. That is such a bizarre choice in that movie. His inserted, like, I can't stand it. I can't stand it when I watch it. It's just like, what are you thinking with the inserted sound effects? They're not necessary. I'm telling you, Halloween 5 would be like twice as good if you took the sound effects out of it. When those cops walk down those stairs and it's like honk honk, I think fucking like Bozo the Clown's gonna run up behind him and be like, hey there, Rachel. Like, why is that in a Halloween movie? I don't get it. Filmed in England, this marks the feature film directorial debut of Adam Leader and Richard Oakes. Wow, cool. I don't even know who these people are. So, I'm not getting a great read on this trailer, to be honest. But Hosts, VOD. It's a Christmas horror movie, so I don't know. Maybe it's good. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. But the trailer did not do much for me in the whole 15 seconds I watched it. All right, moving on to Do Not Reply, also on October 2nd. All of these are on October 2nd. Now this looks like it is a technology horror, modern 2020 type thing. Chelsea, a teenager, is abducted through a social media app by Brad and is held captive with other girls who are to become victims in his virtual reality filmed murders. So he films their murders and puts it up online? Is that filmed in California? Actually a pretty decent distributor on this.
Seriously, I think you're gonna ask me to be his girlfriend. I mean, don't you think
Bunch
so?
of like
I know,
20-something-year-old chicks, not gonna complain.
Cute. Can I talk to him? Give it to me.
Let's
Oh,
see
it's
here.
Cheerleader.
Production value is really high. Not really high, but looks really cool. This chick's a total babe.
You know my name is Chelsea.
Yeah, okay.
I'm stopping us from getting into trouble.
What's your name?
I mean, it's a bunch of chicks in cheerleader costumes. I wish I could put this up on the screen.
Good girl.
It'd be nice so you guys could see what the fuck I'm seeing, but...
Dad says so.
So, okay, so it looks like he's locking these chicks in a room,
Something wrong?
and then he puts on like like headgear to film like him stalking them through a house and murder them live streaming.
Your sister's
Yeah, okay, maybe. I don't know why it's do not reply. There's a lot of sexual stuff going on in this trailer. A bunch of girls like taking their clothes off, like right off screen. So pretty hot chicks getting naked in a slasher movie, modernized. I'll check it out. So do not reply. It says, wait a minute. Rated R for disturbing violent content, bloody images, sexual material, some language, and brief partial nudity. Oh, what the fuck? Gross. Brief partial nudity? It better at least be a dick. That's all I got to say. There's not enough dicks in movies. You ever notice that? Where's all the dicks? Where's all the vaginas? That's what's up right there. How often do you see an actual vagina in a movie? I talk about this a lot on the channel, but I'm serious, man. When's a vagina gonna have its day on screen? Anyway, all right. Vampires versus the Bronx. This is a Netflix original film. And it has got, let's see here. Sarah Gadon is in this, which is really cool. Free the labia. Damn right, Ben Grimm. Free it up, buddy. Sarah Gadon, which is the chick from Barry, right? That's, or no, wait. Sarah Gadon, is that the other chick? Maybe not. I'm thinking of... Yeah, she's... Oh, no. She's in Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal. And what's the TV show I'm thinking of, though? Is it... She's in True Detective. I thought she was in... Oh, it's 11/22/63. That's what it is. She's beautiful. This is a beautiful woman. Holy shit. She is just so pretty. So Sarah Gadon is in it. I'm pretty much instantly on board. I don't know how long she'll be in it, but even 1 second is worth my time. A plot synopsis? A group of young friends from the Bronx fight to save their neighborhood from gentrification and vampires. So, maybe attack the block with vampires instead of monsters? My battery says it has 20% left. Uh-oh. You want to know what's funny is last time we did one of these videos, I was kind of saying bye to you guys and then it just cut out. It's because my battery died. That might happen tonight. So we better hurry the fuck up because I'm only October 2nd. Okay, so that's all the October 2nd releases. Now we're moving on to October 6th, which is They Live Inside Us. Let's see here. We've got, ooh, cool poster. This is some like, yeah, all right. I don't think this can really be seen, but that's very, very 80s. Kind of poster right there. That's pretty cool. I dig it. You can see my browser history right now on the screen. Some sibling porn. I like how when you look at fucking the sibling porn on Pornhub, it has to come with a disclaimer. Have you guys seen that recently? Where it says, just so you know, none of these people are actually related. Pornhub, we know. We know that's not actually his fucking sister. Cool. Don't ruin the fantasy, bro. What do you gotta do that for? It's so stupid. Like, seriously, like porn's coming with disclaimers now for sensitivity. Porn? Fucking porn. Porn sensitivity disclaimers. What the fuck is happening to the world, bro? I don't understand what's happening. All right, anyway. A writer spends the night in a notoriously haunted house in hope of finding inspiration for his latest project. He soon realizes that he is living in his own horror story. That is vague as fuck. Witching Season Films, which I've never heard of that. Let's see here. Let's The movie is based on a short film which appeared as the fourth installment in the Witching Season horror anthology. Interesting. I watched that movie. I don't remember this short though. Let's see if I can spot this. Does anybody remember that Witching Season movie? The poster was kick-ass. I remember that. Let's see. Is that too much? Oh, that was a little too much adjustment of the camera there. I feel like that's a little better. I mean, I don't want you guys to see that I'm not wearing pants, but I definitely want you to see the shirt. One of my favorite lines in any Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode, and this actually takes place in the movie, is when they're talking to Exeter, and he's like, "Come on, Dr. Meechan, don't you want to know who I am, where I come from?" And then I think it's Crow that's like, if I have pants on." That shit killed me, man, because you legit can't see his waist. And I always I can never not think that now on. Anytime I ever watch anybody recording and I can only see him from the waist up, I'm like, their dick is totally out. They're totally jacking it under the camera mount. Okay, that Mystery Science Theater 3000 made my ass suspicious. Speaking of which, any Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode fans out there that favorite episode? Have I ever watched Brain Damage? I actually covered it on the podcast. Back when I used to do podcasting, back when I used to have In the Mic of Madness. It's a bummer that I had to leave that, but regardless, I did cover it. Yes, I have the Blu-ray. I'm a big fan. Oh man, you want to say about a fucking funny ass line? Brain Damage is when Brian is talking to Elmer, and he's like, "Oh my God, is she dead?" And he's like, "What are you kidding me, Brian? Of course she's dead." That line kills me every single time. I find it so fucking funny. I'm looking on YouTube right now, and it's giving me it's showing me that I'm live right now. Maybe I should check myself out. Production value on They Live Inside Us it's all right. Oh, okay. So he's writing a script and it's coming to life. We've seen this plenty. We've definitely seen this idea plenty. I think it's almost like self-masturbation for a screenwriter to kind of write that story. But I'm definitely down. Yummy gets a DVD release on October 6th. Yummy's a fun Shudder original. It's a cool zombie flick. I definitely recommend. The Curse of Audrey Earnshaw, October 6th, VOD. It's got some generic ass poster. I hate posters like this. No familiar faces that I recognize. Set against the autumn palette of harvest. It's autumnal. Autumnal? Is that a word? Autumn with null at the end? I didn't know that was a word. Palette of Harvest Season 1973. What's up with all these freaking period pieces? The Curse of Audrey Earnshaw explores the disturbed bond between Audrey, an enigmatic young woman, and Agatha, her domineering mother, who lives secretly as a cultist on the outskirts of a remote Protestant village. I'm already bored, man. It looks like it's dealing with witchcraft. I don't know. The poster is super generic. The synopsis itself isn't doing a ton for me. The trailer looks like it's got some CGI effects in it already, just on the first thing I clip on. I'm already disinterested. No for me. Moving on. The Pale Door gets a DVD release on October 6th. Did not care for that. All right, so next up, now this is the Blumhouse movie. So Blumhouse is releasing 4 movies in October on Amazon Prime. It's called Welcome to the Blumhouse or something. And the first movie is called The Lie, and that will be released October 6th. Another movie also comes out on October 6th. But this one stars Joey King, which is really cool to see her, Peter Sarsgaard, and Mariel Enos. So really cool cast here. Really cool cast. When their teenager daughter confesses to impulsively killing her best friend, two desperate parents attempt to cover up the horrific crime, leading them into a complicated web of lies and deception. This is definitely an interesting premise as a parent because it definitely begs the question of like, if my kid came to me and was like, oh my God, I killed somebody, this and that, would I turn them into the police? That is such an interesting question because of course some part of me wants to be like, yeah. And then another part of me is like, no, I don't know. I guess it would just depend on the circumstance. Now, if they were getting like attacked and they killed somebody, then yeah, I'd probably be like, well, we need to go to the cops. We need to, make sure this is self-defense, whatever. Or if she had like some super abusive relationship and she ended up killing the guy, stuff like that, I'd cover for sure. But if she was just like, oh, I murdered a kid because, I don't know, it got me off, then I'd be like, yeah, we might want to talk to the police. You might want to have a little sit down. Just saying. But I'm definitely watching all of these Blumhouse movies, of course. The other one that same day is called Black Box. And this one has, let's check this out. Let's see. This is the other one, right? Yeah, Blumhouse. Okay. This is part of the Welcome to the Blumhouse 8-film program. Oh, 8 films. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought it was only 4. 8-film program that teams Amazon with Blumhouse. Now, what the hell's going on with this, though? Because Blumhouse was doing the Into the Dark movies, and then just in the middle of like, what was it, August? They just stopped. All of a sudden. There were supposed to be like 2 or 3 more episodes, and they just cut them off. Maybe coronavirus? I don't know what the hell happened there. But 8 films. Okay, Amazon. The goal is to produce and distribute 8 unsettling genre movies. The first 4 will be released on Amazon in October, while the other 4 will be released sometime in 2021, probably also in October of 2021. Now this is got a bunch of people I'm not familiar with at all, but Black Box is about a man struggling to regain his memory after surviving a tragic car accident. Desperate to return to his former self while trying to raise his daughter, he receives an experimental treatment that helps him probe into a past which suddenly feels too dark to be his own. It's not a super interesting plot synopsis, but as I said, I'm going to be checking it out. So moving on. On October 6th, we get Tales from the Hood 3. There, shout out to Bree's Thoughts. He was ripping Tales from the Hood 2 apart, so I can't imagine that Tales from the Hood 3 is going to be any better. So that's probably one I'll skip because I still haven't even watched Tales from the Hood Part 2, even though I do like Tales from the Hood Part 1. Next up, we got Hubie Halloween, which I know is that Adam Sandler thing. Now, this has got to be more comedy than horror, so maybe we'll just kind of skip over this one. Yeah, comedy, fantasy. The plot synopsis, let's see, is it long? Oh no, not too bad. Hubie thanklessly spends every night Halloween making sure the residents of his hometown Salem celebrate safely and play by the rules. But this year, an escaped criminal and a mysterious new neighbor have Hubie on high alert. When people start disappearing, it's up to Hubie to convince the people and townsfolk that the monsters are real. So this is going to be like kind of like a Goosebumps, so to speak. I enjoy the Goosebumps movies. My kids are all about them. But yeah, so we'll see. I'll watch it with my kids for sure. And we'll see if it's worth a review. If it's not, I'll let you guys know. All right, next up, we've got The Cleansing Hour, a Shudder original. I think I remember seeing the trailer to this. And okay, let's see. This has got Kyle Gallner, who I recognize. And the director I'm not familiar with. Let's see. Reverend Max and his best friend Drew have a hit web show where they make a pretty good living faking exorcisms for hundreds of thousands of fans until the evening of a real demon takes over and terrorizes their crew. Reading that plot synopsis, that instantly reminds me of two things. That instantly reminds me of the Tales from the Crypt episode where the guy goes live on TV and like the haunting takes place for real while he's on TV. And then it also, of course, reminds me of The Last Exorcism, which is a favorite of mine. Definitely will be checking that one out. It's the Shudder original, so I like that idea. I like the faking exorcisms online, and then it kind of like coming back to bite you in the ass. So that's cool. I can dig that. All right, next up, The Wolf of Snow Hollow on October the 9th. Yeah. Seems to be a werewolf movie. We don't have enough of those. I mean, how many fucking werewolf movies are we getting? We're not getting many. And Robert Foster's in this. That's pretty cool. Didn't Robert Foster die? Like really recently? So this might be his last movie, is that right? Robert Foster's dead, I'm pretty sure, if I remember that correctly. Robert Foster, I'm like 99.9% sure. Yes, he did die. He died last year. Oh shit, he died a year ago, almost to the day in October of last year. Wow, really been that long? Hey Stan. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, back to this. So this is, I don't know if this is Robert's last film or not, but a terror grips a small mountain town as bodies are discovered after each full moon. Losing sleep, raising a teenage daughter, and caring for his ailing father, Officer Marshall struggles to remind himself there's no such thing as werewolves. Let's hope there's such things as werewolves. And let's hope those werewolves aren't just dogs. Stop making werewolf movies where you make the werewolves dogs. Not okay. So we'll see. I would typically be like trying to look at trailers. Man, I tried to fucking charge my phone before this thing too. It's so annoying that it's like gonna die on me while I'm doing this. Anyways, I am Lisa. Speaking of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Ooh, this could be a cool poster. Let's see. Has anybody ever even heard of any of these damn films? I've been looking for a good werewolf movie. Yeah, there you go. I am Lisa. Poster's all right. When Lisa, a local outcast, is left to die by a sadistic small-town sheriff and her underlings. A small-town sheriff and her underlings. Oh, okay. I was expecting a rape revenge with that, but a her. Interesting. She is bitten by a creature of the night and is bestowed with supernatural abilities. Now, there's some kind of freaking werewolfy kind of thing. Lisa must then exact revenge on those who have wronged her while doing her best to retain her humanity. This kind of reminds me of that movie Avenged. Remember that movie? It's kind of like a rape revenge thing, but it's like supernatural, almost like The Crow. That's a pretty decent flick. Anyways, all right, moving on. Evil Eye. This is another one of those Blumhouse movies. This is October the 13th. And this is a superstitious mother is convinced that her daughter's new boyfriend is the reincarnation of a man who tried to kill her 30 years ago. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so as I said, that's October 13th, so we'll get another film that day. That is, I think this is it, Nocturne. Isn't this the other? And I think this is the other Blumhouse one. Yes, it is. So Nocturne. Is this set on Nocturne Alley from Harry Potter? Probably not. An incredibly gifted pianist makes a Faustian bargain to overtake her older sister at a prestigious institution for classical musicians. Okay, interesting. I'll definitely be watching all of these. So have you watched any of your Dollar Tree movies pickups? Yes. Yes, I did. I watched that Officer Down movie that I was excited about, and I was not very big on it. I was not digging it much. I thought it tried way too hard. So, yeah, it's kind of a shame. It's just one of those movies that's like too self-aware. All right. Next up, we got a film from Bulgaria called Bullets of Justice. In this post-apocalyptic aftermath of World War III, an army of half-human, half-pig super soldiers take over the world. It is up to a group of human rebels to destroy them and liberate humankind. This sounds like, like Hell Comes to Frogtown or something, those old exploitation films. Danny Trejo is in it. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I used to love those like exploitation films. Oh no, I'm down to 10% battery. So these are the half pig men. Oh Jesus. Okay. These pig men are pretty cool.
This is war.
All right. This could be fun. Yeah, I could check this out. It's got this like pretty cool. Whoa, that was a pretty graphic scene for a trailer. It was like totally like full on sex, and you could see the chick's ass and most of her tits in a trailer. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, check out this trailer. Oh, they got a pig with a rocket pack and a chick jumping up and through the air and fucking grabbing onto him and blowing his head off. All right. I could dig on that. That's cool. Filmed in Bulgaria. But it looks like it's in English though. So, all right. That looks fun. I'm down. That's October 15th. Bullets of Justice. For sure. Okay. Fun. 10 minutes to midnight. VOD, October 15th. This is eventually just going to cut out. And when it does, that means my phone died. So there you go. That's a huge shame. That's why I'm trying to burn through these as fast as possible. Caroline Williams is in this. I could take it out and plug it in, but then I'd lose the mic. So I'm kind of fucked. I can't charge it while the mic's in. These iPhones, man, I'm telling you. That whole idea of like not having the headphone jack is the stupidest shit ever. It's the stupidest shit ever. Why they took headphone jacks away will always forever be lost on me. Veteran punk rock disc jockey Amy Marlowe, oh, they got her as a disc jockey again, like it's Stretch in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, is bitten by a rabid bat on the eve of her final graveyard shift broadcast when a raging storm traps Amy, her mysterious replacement, played by Nicole Kang, and the uneasy staff inside their small town radio station. Reality begins to fracture as they move further and further into the graveyard shift. Poster looks like shit. I'm not expecting much from that movie. Let's just get that shit straight real quick. All right, next up we've got... it sucks, man. I'm not even going to get to the TV series, which was like The Haunting of Bly Manor. We've got that Clive Barker Books of Blood, which I think is on this list here because that's a movie. You've got the Book of Monsters, I want to say is what it's called, or something on Hulu, and that's coming. That's or Monsterland. That's what it's called, not Book of Monsters. Monsterland, which is already a series that was something, but we get new episodes of it, I guess. And I think that actually drops tomorrow, if memory serves correctly, real soon. So that's Hulu, and then Amazon's got all those things coming. There's more too. I just fucking wish I would have those all written down. All right, Don't Look Back, October 16th, VOD. Let's see here. A young woman overcoming her traumatic past is among several witnesses who see a man fatally assaulted and don't intervene. They find themselves targeted by someone or something out for revenge. A lot of monster movies I'm noticing here. And previously known as Good Samaritan. Okay, so I'm assuming they're being hunted by a vengeance demon or something because they didn't act and they didn't say, like they didn't tell people or they didn't help. It's like one of those kinds of things, a guilt movie. This poster is pretty dreadful, but it's from the creator of Final Destination, so I don't know. All right, next up. Why does it keep putting me back on the last page when I go backwards? It's such bullshit. It's like, Anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, next up, Alone, which I already watched. Great movie. That's on October 16th, but that's the DVD release. All right, next up, Love and Monsters, October 16th. And this one has got Michael Rooker. Ooh, Michael Rooker's in it. How cool. And Jessica Henwick, who I recognize. I think that's the chick from Orange is the New Black, if I remember correctly. And this one set 7 years after the monster apocalypse. Joe Dawson, along with the rest of humanity, has been living underground ever since giant creatures took control of the land. However, after reconnecting over the radio with his high school girlfriend, who he is now 80 miles from, at a coastal colony, Joel begins to fall for her again. As Joel realizes there's nothing left for him underground, he decides, against all logic, to venture out to... Okay, so he falls in love and he wants to try to make his way across monster land to try to get to the girl. Hopefully she's not catfishing him. That would be the ultimate catfish episode. Holy fuck. Imagine if Neve and those guys showed up in Monsterland after that guy went across that treacherous landscape and then he gets there and she's a whale or black. Haha. Reference to earlier, I'm not actually racist. Rewind the video if you think I'm a dick. Anyway. I am a dick, but not that kind of dick. Let's see here. Love and Monsters. All right, October 20th, Tremors, Shrieker Island. So we get a new Tremors. Tremors 7, which I will definitely be watching. Not really much needs to be said about Tremors 7. If you're not a fan of the franchise at this point, you ain't gonna be. So you know what you're getting yourself into. From what I can see from just the poster, it looks like the Tremors and the Shriekers have now learned how to swim and they're out in the ocean, which I think is pretty badass. But maybe I'm wrong on that. We will see. Ooh, Danielle Harris is in this movie. A stranger obsessed with the unsolved Redwood murders convinces a group of bereaved family members to venture into the wilderness in hope of proving the existence of the infamous killer. Their quest for truth sees a sinister turn of events as the hunters become the hunted. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So it's a slasher film. Danielle Harris. It's Uncorked Entertainment, so Uncorked is real iffy. It's a sequel. It's a sequel to the Redwood Massacre. So this one's called Redwood Massacre Annihilation. I did not see Redwood Massacre, so I do not know if I could speak to the quality of that film. Anyone see that one? Because I do not recognize. I don't know if I recognize that. Maybe they might have had it at Redbox, but I never did see it for sure. Next up, Amityville Harvest, skipping right over that. Fuck Amityville. DVD, we got The Owners, Amulet. Amulet's awesome, man. The Owners is really good too, but I think Amulet is super overlooked this year so far. I really liked it, especially the end. I think that's a great flick. Scare Package also gets the DVD release on the 20th as well. So a lot of DVD releases for them. Next up, Cadaver on Netflix. From what I saw, this is a foreign film. I think it's, a foreign film. It's a Netflix original. And in the starving aftermath of a nuclear disaster, blah, 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 are on the edge of survival. One day, the local hotel invites survivors to attend a theater play and a meal included as a charitable effort to help those in need. Left with no choice, the family of 3 decide to go to the hotel, where the director introduces the entire hotel as the stage. Introduces the entire hotel as the stage. Okay. Attendees are given masks to help separate them from the actors. But okay, so it's like a haunted house turned real kind of thing. Okay, interesting. It's a foreign flick. It's on Netflix, so I'll definitely be checking it out. I try to catch almost anything that Netflix, Hulu, any of those places put out. So there you go. There's a bunch of Alone horror movies. I know, I put that on Facebook recently. There's 3 of them this year. It's crazy. That's wild. 2020 horror flicks. 3 of them with that title. Another one called 32 Malisana Street. Another Shudder original. Inspired by real events, the story centers around a family in the 70s, yet another period piece, who settles in Madrid neighborhood of Malesana, Melanesia, I don't know, where their new house will become the worst of their nightmares. This is another foreign flick, Shudder. It's a Spanish film based on true events. Okay, I'm definitely down. Anything Shudder, Amazon, Netflix, anything original horror, I'm going to watch and I'm going to review on the channel. So those are things I'm pretty much instantly going to check out. A Hulu original movie called Bad Hair. This one's coming out on October 23rd, and it's got a decent amount of familiar faces here. James Vanderbeek is in it, Vanessa Williams, Jay Farrow. So a decent amount. Set in 1989. Here we go again, guys. I keep telling you, it's like the month of period pieces. Bad Hair follows an ambitious young woman who gets a weave in order to succeed in the image-obsessed world of music television. However, her flourishing career comes to a great cost when she realizes that her new hair may have a mind of its own. Killer hair. We've seen this plenty of times. We've seen like killer hair extensions, that Japanese horror movie. We've seen the hair segment from John Carpenter's Body Bags with Stacy Keach. Like, killer hair is not an original idea. It's just crazy. No, the Bad Hair is not based on a true story. No, I know you're being facetious, but that's funny. Moving on. We've got Nobody Sleeps in the Woods, which is a Netflix original. And that is October 28th. A group of technologically dependent teenagers go to offline Camp Common. Hiking in the woods without access to smartphones will not end. However, as planned by the organizers, they will have to fight for life for real with something that they have not seen. It looks like from the poster, A Hills Have Eyes meets that recent movie called Get Duped, which I highly recommend. It's an Amazon original, and I think it's hilarious. It's a horror comedy. I thought it was great. But these kids are out in the woods without technology, and they run into what looks like the Barge People or the Hills Have Eyes guys. So, yeah, I don't know. But it's a, was Netflix? That was Netflix, right? Let's see. I think that was Netflix. Yes, Nobody Sleeps in the Woods, Netflix. All right, the next up is The Craft Legacy. This is already getting shit on all over online. I'll definitely watch it. Big fan of the original because of Fairuza Balk. Big crush on her when I was growing up. All right, next up we've got May the Devil Take You To. That's mean. And this one is a foreign film. It says a prequel? Also known as, oh wait, this is the, okay, I saw the May the Devil Take You. That was the one done by Timo, right? Yeah, Timo. Timo did that fantastic martial arts movie called The Night Comes for Us. And then he made a movie on Netflix that same month. And I was like out of my mind. I was like, oh my God, he made a horror movie on Netflix too, and they dropped it like the same week or the same month. And I was disappointed because I was expecting it to be balls to the wall, crazy over the top gore and all this like his other movie was, and it really wasn't. So maybe I should give that another chance. But he does return to direct this, and it is a prequel. So if you liked the first one, you got a prequel coming out from the same director. So that's pretty cool. I might do a double feature and rewatch the original and give it a chance again, and then watch and review the second one. We'll see. But my month is already pretty fucking hammered, so this is going to be really hard to keep up with all of this stuff. Anyways, next up we've got His House, which is a Netflix original, and this looks pretty damn cool from the trailer I kind of saw. This is after making a harrowing escape from the war-torn South Sudan, a young refugee couple struggle to adjust to their new life in a small English town that has unspeakable evil lurking beneath the surface. Essentially, they're like given a home, and then the home looks haunted. And like, what are they supposed to do? Complain about their home that they're given, and they're going to get sent back to their fucking country where they'll die? I think that's a fantastic setting. I think it's a fantastic setting. It also has Matt Smith in it, Doctor Who himself. So pretty much looking forward to that one for sure. And that one is a Netflix, right? Isn't that what I said? It's a Netflix. Yeah, Netflix, October 30th. It says come play October 30th in theaters. Dude, what's up with the theater shit, guys? I mean, we're not getting theater releases right now. This is dumb. This one has got, I have a feeling my phone's going to die any second. Jillian Jacobs. This is theater, so I'm not even going to talk about this one because we're not even getting it right now. So who the fuck knows what's going on with the theaters? But as of right now, let's just keep that one off the docket, unless it gets a VOD as well, but it's not saying it is. Next up, we have got Spell, and that is the last thing on this list. Ooh, I'm getting right under the wire before this shit cuts off on me. Spell. We've got, while flying to his father's funeral in rural Appalachia, an intense storm causes Marquise to lose control of the plane carrying him and his family. He awakens wounded, alone, and trapped in Miss Elisa's attic, who claims that she can nurse him back to health. Oh, I'm sensing some misery vibes here, obviously. A hoodoo figure she's made from his blood and skin. Unable to call for help, Marquise desperately tries to outwit and break free from the dark magic spell. Okay, so it's kind of like Misery, but supernatural, and she's keeping him there with hoodoo? Hoodoo? You do? Remind me of the Babe? So there you go. That's yeah, whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But that's everything on this site that I found. I'm sure there's tons of shit I missed. But as you can see, October is pretty slammed. Now, the thing that's kind of annoying me is that I can't say that there's anything in October as of right now outside of television, like Haunting of Bly Manor or something. But I have not seen I Trapped the Devil, and I do need to watch it. Thank you for the reminder. They just reviewed it on Exploding Heads, and I was like, dude, I need to watch this flick. Butterfly Kisses and Monstrum. Yes, I loved Monstrum so very much, and I thought Butterfly Kisses was extremely eerie. But I can honestly say, guys, looking through October, I'm not super excited about anything. I'm not over the moon about a damn thing. Nothing is like an Antlers. Nothing is like, a Saint Maud. We're not getting anything of that caliber that I'm that excited about. We also get Possessor Uncut tomorrow, which I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. I saw Possessor like 6 months ago, but I didn't review it because I wasn't allowed to talk about it. So there you go. Am I ever going to review Megan is Missing? No, I'm not. No, the fuck I'm not. I'm not watching that movie again. It's not happening. I don't understand why some movies are coming out only in theaters. I don't either, man. I don't understand what the fuck is going on with that, but it is what it is. But yeah, so yeah, even though I just listed off probably 30 films, I can honestly say I'm not that stoked about almost any film in October 2020. That's a fucking shame. But it's not that I'm not looking forward to any of them, but what I'm saying is that I'm not like, oh my God, I gotta see this shit. So I'll watch them, and maybe I'll be wrong. Some of them will be great. I did watch Into the Tall Grass. I reviewed it on the channel opening night. The Stephen King movie, yeah, Patrick Wilson and all of them. I liked it. So let's see. Can I see my battery? Joining. I'm sorry my battery became an issue. We got every title in though. So definitely when we get to the base, like it's gonna I completely lost my train of thought there. In the comment section below, if I missed anything, and you're watching this and you're like, oh, dude, this came out this month, whatever, please let me know in the comments, because I'm sure I missed some big things and I want them down there. This whole point of this video was to talk with you guys, have fun, and just kind of get my overall thoughts of everything coming out and let you guys know in case you didn't know. But you kind of saw it in real time. I was hearing of most of these for the very, very first time. I should be a hairstylist. Yeah, maybe I'll look into that. Maybe I'll go to beauty school 16 years ago. Anyway, so thanks for joining us, guys. Us. Thanks for joining. And when I say us, I meant like everyone in the comments. But yeah, anyway. All right. Have a good night, guys.